Hello friends and fans, welcome to Dave Talks Stuff. There is a growing trend, though the numbers are not specific, but there is a sentiment amongst women that a job means more to them than marriage. To many women, they see marriage as an unpaid job that is a profound disruption to their life, whereas a job gives them identity, meaning, purpose, financial independence. It's a boost to their ego. So what happens is when they get fired, whoops, a window. There you go.
My job. And I'm kind of just like sitting in my car. Like, what am I doing with my life? And I know these jobs are pretty fleeting, but it still really sucks because I need it to be able to pursue my music, and I'm so tired of like chasing and then this happens, and just like the one thing that I want to come true is my music to be just sustainable off my music career. And yeah, I feel like pretty sad right now, so I don't know, maybe I'll look back on this one day and I'll be like a huge
It's sad, I know. But they treat job loss as the painful event in their family. In their life. They treat their personal ambitions of fame and glory as meaningful, right? And women are increasingly heartbroken over losing their job, especially when it's something that strokes their ego. They will be more mentally agonizing over this minor setback than a divorce. You see, the problem is, in many cases, women are always unhappy. They're unhappy in marriage, they're unhappy in their job. They feel life is overwhelming, that life should be easier. And thus, you hear the constant complaints. They can't celebrate, right? They can't separate, the reality of life. That life is pain. Life is full of ups and downs. No. And here's the thing that causes the most distress, is they'll exploit their downs and their ups for more attention. And the more attention they get, the more they create drama. They create problems for themselves. They'll get in and out of relationships for the pity, for the attention. But the reality is, everything they say, they're sick of the chasing. They're sick of the chasing. What else are they sick of? Most men after a divorce, bang, hits them out of the blue, and it's going, what's going on? What have I been doing with my life? then they start to realise every relationship they've had with a woman is pretty fleeting. God, she's annoying. Yeah. And then you say, well, it kind of sucks because, growing up a guy, heterosexual guy attracted to women, you need women. Yet, you really don't. And that's the painful transition a lot of men go through with divorce, is that the amount of sex you get, the amount you pay for sex, and the relationship you even have with your kids. And you look back and you go, why are kids today so rotten? And then you realise it's their mums. Most of them were raised by their mums. Now in states where 50-50 is almost mandatory in custody, right? Kids got to spend half the year with their father, divorce rates go down. See, and that's the part they won't want to tell you. But see, men, she's cried about a music career. Men give up so much for their marriage. And yet, somehow her career, her insecurities, her desires have to trump everything every time. And it's just, people get tired of dating. People get tired of, you date a woman, marry a woman, and then you still got to date her. Marriage is increasingly financially insecure. Buying a house, you're increasingly financially insecure. And more men are realising that women, in their pursuit of financial independence, are fattening men, right? They're only going after high-value men, right? And when man has accumulated the most, whether it's management, or lawyer, doctor, accountant, any profession with a perceived high value salary, but not necessarily blue collar, right? Blue collars, you do tend to get a lower divorce rate, but still, increasingly, this is the problem. Increasingly, women see job loss as more painful, and it just shows you that ultimately, for men, women are not humble, okay? You're dealing with pride, lust, greed, envy all the time. And really, and you look back historically, when there was no financial benefit to divorce, but a bunch of lawyers said, no, we don't want to take care of these women. We want to create this. We want to create this unfair competition in life, and that's the problem. You look at every government. You look at they're based on lawyers who thrive on chaos, thrive on finding ways to take money off others. When this is the remember through the 90s, the rise of the ludicrous lawsuit. Oh, I stubbed my toe, and it's like, how? Like, how is that the company's problem? There's a ripple in the Netherlands. There's a ripple in the lanolin, the flooring. The flooring, or the seams were just a little off or something. I've heard of, lawsuits, hot coffee, suing for hot coffee, spilling hot coffee on yourself. That's and that's the mentality. And you notice that after these ludicrous lawsuits, you had more and more women, financially, divorcing, demanding millions. Yes, the government is behind it all, but behind the government is lawyers, legal groups, judges because they need a high turnover in court, to get those high fees, right? They stack in divorce court. They sometimes stack 10, 12 cases. They'll spend weeks off, reading all these caseloads, right? By the time you get to divorce court, by the time the ink doesn't have to... The moment someone says, I want a divorce, the outcome's decided for them in the woman's favour. Yeah, here they are. They cannot grasp, right? Oh, life is so unfair, I lost my job. Well, they cannot grasp the hypocrisy or the irony of their actions. And unfortunately, this is why so many embrace communism, wanting a job for life. Yet, they don't understand you are marrying a job. You are inflicting yourself on your co-workers whether they like it or not. Yet, you want the freedom of movement, so you want the freedom to leave your job, right, at any time for any reason. I just simply am lost for words because technically it's reverse slavery, right? Where they want all the power. As the majority have to have all the power, but they want none of the responsibility. They want none of the commitment, which is part of responsibility. So is it any wonder society is falling apart because they're bracing the Chinese... It is the Chinese model, by the way. Chinese-style communism. It's been spread through Confucius organisations around the world. Chinese-influenced peddlers, just like there's Muslim-influenced peddlers. Looking at you, Britain. And Indian-influenced peddlers. Yeah, money. Lobbyists. Yeah, because blue-collar working-class natives can't buy their own politicians because the corporations bid on them. And the corporations are just as bad because they are half the equation of communism, right? To get rid of all the competition to them. If you didn't know, communism was funded by a factory owner who saw Engels, wasn't it? Was it Engels or Friedrichs was the factory owner? And he saw communism as a way of delivering monopolies to, even though they would be state-owned industries, they would be technically a czar within the communist system because they had all the expertise. Because there was no one else to organise the factories. So factory owner and union leader became a thing. So don't think unions are on your side either. Just like women aren't on your side. It's just like dividing. We're not the ones dividing society. And society is fractured because of what they call the four olds. And old ideas, old culture, old customs, and old habits, right? They want to get rid of, and of course, in the West, that's what they mean by the patriarchy. So, and of course, all this hypocrisy is taking a toll on their mental health. They're the unhappiest generation. They're the most financially insecure generation. Most divorced women burn through the money. Most divorced women get multiple marriages and multiple divorces, and still, and of course, increasingly, the amount of drugs these women consume is leading to unhealthy lifestyles, lowering life expectancy. Many women are infertile by 30 because of the cocktail of drugs in their body. And increasingly, you're getting women in their 50s who want a baby and forget that Madonna was able to have a baby in her 55, wasn't it? Because of millions of dollars. Yeah. So they have all the envy without any common sense. And it's any wonder why men are walking away? Because we can't say what really needs to be done. But some people will say it. Whenever women cry out, "Oh, you just want to go back to the 950s." No, I want the 1850s. I want the Roman... back to the 50s? Yeah, the Roman 50s. So, thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Please support the channel. You can support me on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. I appreciate each and every one of you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.